Hello everyone, I am Ramesh KS. In this session, we will discuss calculating the length of the array and representation of one-dimensional array in memory. If time permits, I will take basic operations on one-dimensional arrays. So let us start our discussion. I am taking calculating the length of array, calculating the length of the array. So in this array can store a list of finite number of data items. Arrays can store a list of finite number of data items. So that means array can store, let us take one example here. In previous class we discussed it, right? I am taking this one. This is what this is what an array. This array contains the values like this. I am taking 2, 3, 4. These are the elements we are considering in this array. So array can store the list of finite number of data items. These are the data items, finite number of data items, we can store it, correct? Of the same data type. The same data type means I am taking, this is the 2, 3, 4 are the integers. The same data type. 2 also belongs to integer, 3 also belongs to integer, 4 also belongs to integer. That is same data type in consecutive memory locations. So if I take the memory location name is 201, this is should be 202, it should be 203 only. Consecutive means one after the another. If it is 1, it is 2. If it is 3, it is a 4. If it is 10, it is 11. Like this, consecutive memory locations. Array can store of same data type in consecutive memory locations. Okay, now so the number n is called size of an array. Normally the number n is called size of an array. The number n is called size of an array. So in this example, how many number of elements are there? Total 3 number of elements are there. 1, 2, 3. So in this, what is n value? N is 3. Correct? The number n is a size of an array. The total number of elements present in the array is called size of an array. N is 3 here. Okay, now. And also we can say length of, also we can say size or length of an array. Okay, now. Now I am calculating the length of an array with the help of the following formula. The formula is L is equal to UB minus LB plus 1. UB minus LB plus 1. UB means what? UB is the largest index. Normally UB represents upper bound, also we can say largest index, and LB is the smallest index. This is largest index, LB is the smallest index. Okay, so in this example try to find what is the largest index and what is the smallest index. This is I am taking 0 position, first position, second position. So the largest index is 2. UB is 2. So L is equal to UB is 2 minus LB is 0. LB is 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So what is the value? 3. So now try to identify what is the length in this 1, 2, 3. Total number of elements are 3. The length is 3 or size is 3. So we found the length of an array. We are considering this formula. By taking this formula, with the help of this formula, we are calculating the length of an array. Okay, na? This is about calculating the length of an array. Give me some time. So we are moving on. We are representation of one-dimensional array in memory. We are discussed now. Okay, now what is the next? Representation of one-dimensional array in memory. We will discuss it now. Okay. Normally all of you know that elements of the linear array are stored in consecutive memory locations. These are the consecutive memory locations. Let us consider, I am taking one equation LOC of A of P is equal to base of A plus W of P minus LB. This is the equation. Using this, we can calculate the address of any element of A by the formula. This is the A. I am considering this is the array A. Okay, na? So now, suppose if a string or integer A is used to store values 2, 3, 4 in it. Starting address at 1000. Let us take this address is 1000 or 100. 100 I am taking. This is consecutive 101. This is 102. Okay, now this is address, first address, second address, third address. This memory cell address is 100. This memory cell address is 101. This memory cell address is 102. Okay, now in this, all of you know that the first memory address 100. Okay, now I wanted to find this memory address. How I can calculate? With the help of the formula. So the formula is what? This one. So LOC is equal to base of A. So what is the base of A in this? Base of A means the first memory address. The first memory address is 100 plus W means words per memory cell. W is words per memory cell. So words per memory cell is 1 here. This memory cell words is 1 like 1. Words per memory cell is 1. So 1, W is 1. W is words per memory cell. Again P I am taking. So P is what here? P is position. P is position. which positional value memory address I am going to calculate? First position. Let us take first position. That's why I am taking 1. Okay, now minus LB, lower bound is 0. So now calculate 100 plus 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 into 1, 1. 100 plus 1. So 100 plus 1, so 101. The answer is 101. So LOC of A of P is 101. So now the first position memory address you can observe 101. Now I will give you a work to you. Try to find this position memory address. You should come 102 by applying this formula. So you will get the result. So in this, so what did you observe in this? Here base of A is what? Base of A is what? Base of A is base address of A means the first memory address. Again W is what? W is words per memory count. Words per memory cell. Okay, that is W. So again P is which position memory address we are going to calculate, that is what? The position memory address, particular position memory address, particular position memory address, that is P. So LB, all of you know that LB lower bound, that means lower bound means lower bound of this position, that is 0 always. Lower bound. So this is a representation of one dimensional array in memory. Okay, now you can write the explanation you have given in the notes. Elements of the linear array stored in consecutive memory locations. Let P be the location of the element. Address of the first element of the array A is given of base of A is called the base address of A. Using this we can calculate the address of any element of A by the formula with the help of this formula. So the explanation you have to write like this. So moving on, I am taking basic operations of one dimensional array. Basic operations of one dimensional array. Operations of one dimensional array. So what are the basic operations of one dimensional array? So traversing, searching, sorting, insertion, deletion and merging. These are the 6 operations on one dimensional array. So traversing, all of you know that previous session we discussed it. Traversing the same as it is, you can write it, no problem. Traversing, searching, sorting, insertion, deletion and merging. So previous class we learned these all definitions. Try to revise that video and make sure that please learn it. So again I'm explaining you, I don't write any sentences here. You know that the sentences. Traversing means what? Accessing each element of the array exactly once to do some operations called traversing. Searching, finding the location of an element in the array is called searching. Sorting, arranging the elements of the array in some order, either ascending or descending order, sorting. The inserting element into an array is called insertion. Removing an element from an array is called deletion. Merging, combining one or more arrays to form a single array is called merging. These are the basic operations in one dimensional array. Again I am revising you. Traversing means accessing each element of the array exactly once to do some operations. Searching, finding the location of an element in an array is called searching. Sorting means arranging the elements of the array in some definite order is called sorting. Insertion, inserting an element into the array is called insertion. Deletion is removing an element from the array is called deletion. So finally the merging is combining one or more arrays to form a single array is called merging. These all operations is most important. Please read this and practice it. Okay, so if you have any queries, please ping me, so I will give you a clarity to you. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.